Hey, what's up, everybody? Just a little talk about what's going on at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. All right, you guys, so we have to discuss the idiot that is better known as Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney was recorded at a private dinner where he was not aware that he was being recorded, saying that 47% of the Americans who are voting for President Obama in this next coming election are the 47% who do not pay taxes. You know, he doesn't have time to worry about those people because those people are not his concern. Those people are used to living off of the, off the United States dime. And his concern is for people who are hardworking and like him. Well, first off, I mean, what a stupidly retarded, just an asinine statement for a few reasons. Firstly, he cannot believe that out of all the 47% of the Americans who do not pay taxes, that every single one of those persons are the ones that are voting for Obama. How dumb is that? So I guess everybody that is voting for him are legal, law-abiding citizens, and everybody else that's voting for Obama is, avoiding paying taxes and looking for a handout. I mean, it's just really, really stupid. And then secondly, we all know that black people are not the majority of people that are on welfare. Now, I'm not trying to pull any race card on that, but it is what it is. Lastly, you guys, I think that is very important for us to remember that what we say when we think we are among friends is usually what we mean. When you are comfortable enough, you're at a location where you don't think that you're being recorded. I mean, you guys know how your conversations go with your homegirls and your homeboys, it can get colorful, but usually it's what you mean. And the fact that he was at this dinner and he was comfortable enough to say something like that, well, yeah, I believe that he meant that. And to me, if that little comment didn't let you know exactly how he feels about half of the Americans in the United States, then I don't really know what else you need to be told, okay? He is not concerned about anybody that's not like him, white and rich. Now, I am pulling the race card there because it is what it is again. And I'm not saying that all white people are rich, and I'm not saying that all white people are supportive of him. I know there are some black people that are supportive of him. I know there are some white people who are supportive of Obama. That's really not the issue. But what I'm saying is that Mitt Romney does not see the average person's plight enough for me to feel like he needs to be in office. I really don't feel like he has any concern for anybody middle class or below. Now, the good thing about all this is that American people are actually smarter than I think we all give ourselves credit for, because the Republicans took a pretty good hit because of what he said. And a lot of the states that the Democrats and the Republicans were kind of fighting over, not really sure if they were going to win, on either side, it looks like a lot of those states are starting to kind of push over to the Democratic side. I even know that a lot of Republicans are trying to distance themselves from Mitt Romney and what he said, because at the end of the day, even if he doesn't get elected president, these people are still going to be senators and, representatives and all of that. They really have got to still secure their positions. I think that if we as Democrats can just sit back, push forward as we've been doing, and let Mitt Romney continue to dig this hole by saying the things that he says that makes absolutely no sense, and I think that we might just have this election in the bag. So we all remember the big mess that was Monica Lewinsky. We remember the scandal, the very public affair that she and Bill Clinton had when he was in office, when he was the president. And, we just know the big hoopla that was made over her and the dress, and whether she spit out and the stain still on the dress, and, Bill Clinton denying it and then having to come back and say, yes, he did do it. I think that we are all pretty clear on what happened with Monica Lewinsky. Those of us who are too young to remember probably really don't even care. Well, it seems that after Miss Monica Lewinsky was offered $12 million to write a tell-all book about her scandalous affair with Bill Clinton, she's taken them up on their offer. And I can't say that I blame Monica Lewinsky, because she really did get the shorter end of that stick. Of course, she made the choice to get the short end of that stick, but you got to remember, from looking at it from Monica Lewinsky's standpoint, she was the jaded woman. She was the, she wore the scarlet letter. Nobody wants to deal with Monica Lewinsky. I'm sure she can't find a job. I'm sure she can't, find a good enough hustle to keep her life on track. And I think I remember seeing something about her having some kind of nervous breakdown. Remember, she was on one of those shows talking about her problems and all that. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that she probably got the baddest part of that rap. And you know, and she probably should have. I mean, she was having an affair with the president of all people. So I can't say that I don't blame her. $12 million will take you out of the rut, trust me. And not saying that is the right thing to do, because I really wish she wasn't doing this. Because it doesn't really matter at this point. But I can understand when you broke, or you ain't got no ways of getting some income, and somebody come offer you some $12 million, let's see how quickly you turn it down. You guys, Wyclef Jean gets on my everlasting nerves. I mean, he just irks me. I just used to get tired of him, you know, once he became like this strangling Rastafarian. And someone please call 911. Someone please call 911. Y'all remember that song? And then remember the one, if I was the president? What was he talking about? Like every single time you saw him, he was singing some fucking song about him being a president, and he was strangling, and you know, I was over Wyclef a long time ago. This seems to be the age of the tell-all, because Mr. Wyclef Jean is also coming out with a tell-all book. It's an autobiography about his life. I didn't know we was all checking for Wyclef Jean's life like that, but okay. And in his autobiography, he promises to tell all about his life, including his illicit affairs that he's had in the past. And that's fine that he's talking about his affairs, because we pretty much already knew about it. Lauryn Hill had already come out and confirmed that they had been having an affair back when they were in the Fugees. And we all knew about the affair that he had with his then manager. But I'm going to tell you guys why I have a problem with his autobiography. To me, just at least from the excerpts that I've read, it sounds like he's trying to shift the blame and kind of blame the woman for the relationships that he had outside of his marriage. Like I said, Lauryn Hill had already confirmed that they had an affair, and we already knew that. Okay, it was asked and answered. Okay, so now to me, in order to shift some of the blame, he says the reason that he and Lauryn Hill broke up is because she was pregnant and she told him that he was the father of the baby, when really it was the Rohan Marley guy. Yeah, I mean, that's foul that she went on ahead and told him that, but you know, it happens all the time. And really, what does that have to do with anything? The fact of the matter is, you was fucking around on your wife, and you could have gotten her pregnant. Obviously, if you guys was fucking around, you wasn't using protection if you really thought that the baby could be yours. So it ain't no honor amongst thieves. You know, the fact that she lied to you, well, you was lying to your wife. So it's, you know, it kind of goes both ways for me. Then, you know, he's going to talk about his relationship with his manager. And you guys remember the manager that he used to have. Remember when he was all hell-bent on raising all that money for Haiti? And the motherfuckers in Haiti ain't even got a fucking undershirt, let alone a bowl of rice around here. They was raising all these millions of dollars, and nobody in Haiti was getting the money. But Wyclef and his staff was all looking good, living high on the hog. Remember, he was even trying to run for president. And then we found out the truth. And I think to deflect the attention again, he fires his manager and says it's because of some business deals that she made wrong. Okay, again, not because you was having an affair with her and your wife found out about it, but because she was making, you know, to me, I just think that the bottom line is you was having the affairs. You trying to make these women look bad. Yes, they did make bad decisions and everything, so I'm not trying to take up for the women's part. But the fact that he's trying to put this other spin on it, I just got a fucking problem with it, okay? I feel like he's using their names both for promotion of this book. Pictures have surfaced of your boy Scrappy out on the town with your girl Bambi. And Bambi is the newest girl on Basketball Wives LA. Remember the chick who at the end said that Brooke was a hater because Brooke's man was been buying Bambi shit and she didn't see what the big deal was? She's about to be a shit starter on that show. Well, evidently Scrappy and her were out at the same time at the same place, and somebody got pictures of them together. So you know how the rumor mill goes. Now they're saying that Scrappy is fooling around with this girl. Now Scrappy denied the rumor, and he even went to Twitter, because y'all know what Twitter is, and he denied the rumor. And I'm gonna read to you guys exactly what he said, so y'all stay with me here, because this is in his words, and I quote: "For everybody info, I ain't cheating on my boo. Y'all fizz naive me. I love that rumor shit though. Keep me going, fool. LOL." Well, there you have it. Remember last week I told y'all about the fundraiser that the Carters were going to have for the Obamas? $40,000 a plate got you entrance into the 40/40 Club in New York and let you have dinners with the Obama. And the Carters were very successful in raising $4 million. They had 100 people attend. Everybody paid $40,000, and the Obamas was very thankful. President Obama got up on stage and thanked Jay-Z and Beyonce, the power couple that we know them to be. And Obama even had a cute little thing to say that Jay-Z and he had a lot in common, the fact that they both have daughters, and you know that they both have wives that were more popular than them. So that was cute, right? I love a man that's gonna big up their woman. This does my heart good. Anyways, good looking out for Beyonce and Jay-Z. We are gonna get Obama in office. This is the last thing we do. Fired up, ready to go. Had a sit down the other day and admitted that he's made a lot of big mistakes. He lost his career and he lost his wife. Two of the biggest things in his life that he misses, he regrets. He realizes that he made a mistake and he's willing to do whatever he needs to do to fix it. He's in anger management classes and he's just really taking restock of his life, kind of looking back on what he's done, you know, what he can change and what he can't. I really hope that Evelyn and Chad both get it together. I'm tired of talking about them, and I think this is probably going to be the last time that I really do talk about them, because now I think it's just been said and now we just got to do it, okay? Yeah, this is the last time I talk. Oh, real fast though, the rumor is that them two are reconciled and that they were spotted in Miami. I really don't 100% believe that rumor. I think that that is just some super fanatic fan that wants to see them two back together. I'm pretty sure that them two are pretty much done with each other. So anyway, that's it. I ain't saying nothing else more about Chad and Evelyn Lozada Johnson, I promise. They were saying yesterday that 106 in Park was going to be canceled and that the last show was going to be showing tomorrow, which is September 21st. Somebody took to Twitter and went straight to Stephen Hill and asked him if that was true, if the rumor was true, was 106 in Park being canceled, and Stephen Hill said absolutely not. You guys know how I feel about these things. Wherever there is smoke, there is always, or usually, there's fire. Not that the show might not be being canceled now, but maybe this show might be on its way to being canceled in the near future, like maybe in the next year, which sucks for a couple of reasons. I know that they are trying to find some new hosts for the show, and they were doing this nationwide search, and it would just kind of suck that they, you know, got these people coming and they're only going to be on the show for one season or 1 year. So that's one of the reasons. But I think the biggest reason that it would suck that show would go off is because 106 in Park is really the only show that shows urban videos, you know, R&B music, pop music, hip hop music, but all by black artists. And if 106 in Park is not around no more, then I really don't think that, think that these music artists, these black music artists, are going to have a tough time trying to get their music to sell. Whatever you don't hear on the radio, you are not, you know, it's going to be really, really difficult for them. Because what else do they have? I know they have MTV2, but a lot of people don't watch MTV2. But I think MTV2 does show, like, you know, urban videos, whatever, but I still think that 106 in Park has done a lot for a lot of musicians, but, you know, not the big names. The big names are still going to be fine, even though they will suffer as well. But the big names will still have the push behind them. I'm talking about the small names, the ones that just barely we know them, but, you know, if they didn't come up on 106 in Park all the time, we probably wouldn't even care about them. The Lloyds of the bunch. So for all those folks' sake, I am going to hope that the rumor is not true. Auditions for American Idol are already underway, and already they are talking about the friction between Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj. So supposedly they were in the auditions in New York City, and Nicki Minaj took 45 minutes to show up on set, and then once she got there, her and Mariah Carey were bickering back and forth, and you know, it was all this catty going back and forth between the two of them. I don't know, you guys. What do you guys think about that rumor? I know that both of them are very successful in their own right, so I'm sure that there's got to be some egos involved, even if it's on a friendly level. But I think that the bigger part of this picture is that this is a business. American Idol is a business. They ain't gonna be, you know, I know that Nicki Minaj is contractually obligated to do what she got to do on the show, and they ain't gonna be tolerating no goddamn fool up in there. So I'm sure that Nicki Minaj is not going to be just kind of feeling like she can show up whenever she wants and do whatever she wants and not have to pay for it in some kind of way. I think that they might just be hyping up this beef for our entertainment, and so that we will be tuned in and maybe watch the, you know, the going on between the two of them once the show actually does start to air back in January. And that probably is gonna work, but I want you guys to tell me, will this friction make you guys watch? I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians the other day, and I just got to talk about this one little thing real fast. I know it's kind of late and everything, but I just can't let it go. This was the episode in which Kanye had decided that he was going to get rid of all of Kim's wardrobe because evidently her shit was hoochie and, you know, had no style and no flair to it, and that he was going to wipe everything out basically, and that he was going to replace everything with what he thought, because, you know, he is the fashion icon of the world. Oh, all right, Kanye. Literally, you guys, he basically cleared out everything in her closet and had his stylist come in and replace everything. And when I say everything, you guys, I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of shoes, hundreds and hundreds of bags, hundreds and hundreds of clothes. Now, let me just say this. I'm all for a man coming in, wanting to take charge and wanting to take care of you. If nothing is better in this world is knowing that you got a man that can make all this money and that he can do whatever he needs to do for you. Okay, I'm all for it. I don't have a problem with it. And I also know that when you are a woman who is with a man, you try to compromise and you try to do things that they are happy with, you know. So we know that Kanye West don't really like all the extra you know, the extra flamboyantness of Kim Kardashian. So, you know, she stopped wearing her fake eyelashes, which is fine because she has long eyelashes. She stopped wearing her fucking weave, and, you know, I was having a problem with that because, y'all, not because I'm just this big weave person or nothing, because I just think that when I look at Kim, I think glamour, I think fabulousness, I think curvaceousness, I think sexy, I think all of this extra that we are used to seeing from Kim Kardashian. And the fact that she ain't got no weave no more, you know, I'm tired of this wet puppy dog push back look. I mean, she's got a lot of hair and everything, but it's not the same. He got her when she was the way she was. Now all of a sudden she's not really okay anymore. You know, I kind of feel like Kanye thinks of Kim as his dolly. I know she's like his muse or whatever, but I have a problem with women who completely are willing to change everything about their life for their man. I mean, it's just absolutely no way that you can do that. You have to still maintain your individuality. And then when you come together with somebody, then you guys should complement each other. So that means that you bring what you bring to the table and he brings what he brings to the table, and you guys put it together and it makes the couple. Okay, that kind of made me be a little leery of this KIMYE thing, because I do feel like she's all in with him. I think that she is willing to do whatever he tells her to do, and in return I think that he gonna tell her whatever the fuck to do. So I don't really know what to say about KIMYE. Okay, I do still like them two together as a couple, but I'm a little worried. That episode made me be a little worried about the two of them. All I'm saying is, if you feel like you have to live your life 100% for your man, or for your woman for that matter, then one day you're going to wake up realizing you ain't got nothing left. Venus and Serena have been cooperating on a documentary that was being filmed about their lives growing up in the tennis world. At the last minute, they pulled out because they realized that in the documentary, the producers were going to focus on the fact that their father had illegitimate children outside of his marriage when he was married to their mother, and they didn't agree on that. They didn't have any conditional things in their contract with these producers, so they didn't specify what they wanted them to say, what they wanted them to talk about. And once the film was done and they realized it, then they were upset, understandably. These girls been in business long enough to know that you have got to really protect yourself. I think it's really unfortunate that that happened, because I think I kind of knew that the father had, you know, had some kids or something out of marriage and everything. But yeah, I mean, you ain't really trying to be sitting up here watching a documentary about the shit that your daddy did to your mama, you know, back in the day. I feel bad for them. It's foul that the company is doing that, but they do it all the time. So I guess this is a lesson learned for them two girls. Oh, a side note, you guys, Serena says she ain't dating her coach, so she's back on the market for your black boys. One of the Winans got caught up in this fraudulent Saudi Arabian oil bonds scam, and looks like he might be going to jail for his participation in it. He was selling these bonds to people knowing that they weren't real, and evidently he hit up over 1,000 people for these bonds and was taking the money for his own personal use. Now, this is Michael Winans Jr., and granted, there are about 20 Winans kids, and there's twice the amount of grandkids and children of those Winans folks. So it's a big family. So, you know, the money might not necessarily be coming directly from the church. So I was just being a little messy there, y'all. But they are saying that Michael Winans did indeed hit up Detroit churchgoers for their support. So shame on you, Michael Winans Jr. That Oprah interview with Usher, you guys, I did not watch it. I didn't watch it because I knew that it was going to annoy me. I couldn't stomach what was going to be said. I didn't even know what he was going to say, but I had an idea. I still don't know exactly what he said, but I've read a lot of the blogs and I've heard about what he said, and I'm glad I didn't watch it because I don't even feel like all that. I had a problem with Oprah doing this interview because I just felt like Oprah, you know, let her partiality to being Usher's friend kind of, you know, showcase the fact that it was just one-sided. I mean, she never went to Tamika. Now, granted, it's her show, and she can do whatever the fuck she want to do on her show, and she want to talk to whoever she wants to talk to, then that's fine. But I think that I've always admired Oprah because she's always been, you know, she usually would try to be fair in whatever she did, and I didn't think that interview was fair. Because I feel like it was just one-sided. And that's all I'm saying about it. I'm done. Nene Leakes, who was on the new show, The New Normal on NBC, has come out and said that she is not going to be a housewife for much longer. So I think that we can probably deduce from that statement that this is going to be her last season on Atlanta Housewives. And really it should be. I mean, she don't need to keep being on here if she's really taking this acting thing seriously, which I think she is. The folks in Hollywood love Miss Nene Leakes, and I would ride that wave as long as I could if I was Nene. Want to hear about a foolish beef? A couple of years ago, J. Cole had did some sort of rap verse about his relationship that he had with Angela Simmons back in the day when they were in college. Angela Simmons' younger brother Diggy got caught up in his feelings a little bit and felt like he needed to protect his sister, which was cute to me. And he shot back at J. Cole with you know, a couple of verses about how he felt about J. Cole talking about his sister. And at the time, J. Cole laughed it off, kind of like in a, oh, he's a cute little kid kind of way, and didn't really give too much steam to it. You know, it was squashed back then. A couple of years later now, J. Cole is doing something, and he mentions Diggy in his verse, and kind of teasing Diggy about the fact that his album flopped, but it doesn't really matter because as long as his daddy is Rev Run, he is always going to have that allowance. And then, y'all, here come that stupid ass Tyrese talking about this is family and there's not going to be no shots thrown up on Twitter. I was just like, Tyrese, you don't sit your black motherfucking ass down. And yes, I said black. The nigga black, right? Okay, that's what the fuck I meant then. Sit your black ass down somewhere, Tyrese. What does Tyrese have to do with anything? I mean, he's jumping in on these little verses that's, you know, just some, you know, silly little beef between rappers, and that's what rappers do. He got to get all up in it, you know. Go sit the fuck down. Nobody needed Tyrese. You know, Diggy responded again, like rappers do, and he actually did very well. He kind of took a whole bunch of shots at J. Cole, and you know, so it was just unnecessary. Something is wrong with that fucking Tyrese. I'm telling you guys, what he need to do is get his black ass up off of Twitter, so that we don't realize how fucking remedial he is. I know I said a whole bunch of fuckings in there, but I'm telling you, that damn black tie, that fucking Tyrese is something fine, y'all. He one of them ones that should be seen but never heard. Alright, you guys, that's it. We do this every week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.